redacting his apology for me. He was tight as fuck.
He was so in his feelings about that. As soon as she said it, he was like, "Oh, really? Fuck me? Fuck you too." Oh, damn. Okay.
Welcome back to another episode, another review of Key and Carry, where we key.
We definitely we carry more than I'm sure.
Do we? We do.
You already know.
Chasing Atlanta, Part 1 reunion, Season 5, Chasing Atlanta.
And I'll talk to you about it again today. Over there looking like a flower child, headed to the disco.
Why you worrying about me?
Yes, I'm just letting you know what you want to do.
That's why Anthony's gone.
Okay, and that's fine. And that's fine. And that's why you fucking on a nigga while you got.
Definitely here to hit y'all with the comment question. I know we've been inconsistent with that, but for this comment question, I want to highlight Jenny Upkins, who's usually in the chat and in the comments. So shout out to Denny Upkins. He said, but for real, who got hit with a car? QTNA. What does QTNA stand for?
Question that needs answers.
And I think, as I told him, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. I don't know.
I do not want to comment.
Why? Why?
Does this season make you want to rewatch the past seasons? Because I know you haven't watched any of the old ones.
It does. I've started the first episode of Season 1, and just to see like the progression from like that season.
Ghetto.
All the way up until like Season 5 is dope. So like I said, I applaud and Dario. I also want to note that for the reunion, I feel like TTB did a really good job hosting reunion.
Yes.
He wasn't afraid to call out cast members because, you know, some hosts, no shade, are sometimes biased.
Why did you feel the need to voice your opinion in this situation that had absolutely nothing at all to do with you? Like, why so much fever towards Wayne, as you say, diddy bop it all in the video?
Please, can you mute her?
Co-host audience, I want to ask y'all, who do y'all think was the best and the worst dress of the Chasing Atlanta Season 5 reunion?
First of all, I thought the color scheme was cute.
I did too.
Given a silver and purple, I guess. I like how like all the web shows are kind of doing like a monochrome, like everybody shows up in a specific color. But yeah, whose looks stood out to you?
I said best dress was Tag. It was the white suit, the boot, the sunglasses, the posture, because the bitch was sitting the whole goddamn reunion with that goddamn insidious finger piece. And you know how I feel about that movie. But yeah, shout out to Tag because the suit was clean. And then Kendra.
What's gooey? What's gooey? I see you got my favorite girls out.
What should give it? Pussy con. Give them pussy con.
T3 was definitely giving Miami Vice teas, like
He was.
an undercover cop trying to bust a drug deal or something. The worst dress. Like,
Twix, dressed like a goddamn Saints Row character. I was like, Twix. It was too much for me. The wig, the jacket, the boots. Actually, I like the boots. I felt like the jacket was too much, and then the wig was just so. I'm like, how dare you sit next to Willow with this damn wig on your head, Twix?
I was also gonna say shout out to Wayne with that top giving a Christian mom a 4. That damn blouse.
Game. Blouses.
Game blouses. No shade, because I feel like sometimes when the girls,
I'm not a girl. Not a girl. I'm not a girl.
or when the guys, the more masculine presenting people try to step into their feminist, we tend to like make jokes about it. But shout out to him for stepping into, you know, a little more feminine garb, you know.
Yes, me.
So, you know, shout out to that. Glad he's comfortable enough to do that.
Right. Jay Moore, Cam Bam, hunching, getting their feelings.
You've been fucking now. You know, Cameron, your coochie got the girls going crazy.
I guess.
Does anybody else feel like Cameron kind of deflects from the issue with Jay? Like, oh, I have so much going on. See with Jay when they went to the fabric store and they didn't discuss fabric. They fucking talked about Tag and Dom the whole scene. So I said it's not giving storyline, but it's kind of giving storyline. Like, The only time you met with Jay on
Yeah.
camera was at a fabric store, and y'all didn't discuss fabric. You talked about what was going on with like your issues with Dom and Jay or Dom and Cam.
Maybe more stuff would have happened if they didn't fall out. Maybe they had like something planned, but then they fell out, so it didn't work out. Honestly, they were both kind of annoying me because they were both like I said in the beginning of the season, I like Cam, but I just feel like he does this thing where he will shade people or throw shade. But then when people approach him about the shade that he threw, he wants to be like, oh, well, this wasn't for you. And, oh, well, I didn't say that part about you. And it's like, girl, like either learn how to throw shade better or just stop throwing shade. Jay is kind of giving me Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde tease. Because I feel like on one hand, he's like, oh, like, you didn't mean anything to me. We weren't friends. We were just fucking, we were just messing around. But every time you get into it with him, you get in your feelings. But another thing that was funny that Jay said when he was arguing with Cam, or actually, no, this is when they were doing the flashbacks to the season. He was like,
we were fucking. That was it. I was giving you dick. That was
it. Damn. Okay. Like, I was giving you dick. That was it. I'm like, and that's your problem. That wasn't it. But you, for some reason, in your mind, you thought that was it, but that wasn't it. And it's just like, this seems more than just a casual roll in the hay or roll on a dance. Shout out to Oliver and Top Talk.
Top Talk, my God. Not rolling the hay. It's not knocking boots, baby.
Listen.
Can somebody fill me in on what happened between Kendra and Dominique? So Dominique apologized.
I just want the best for you, and that's just what it is.
You have no response to that, country?
Neverland.
Oh.
Actually, it was Dominique redacting his apology for me. He was tight as fuck.
He was so in his feelings about that. As soon as she said it, he was like, oh, really? Fuck me? Fuck you too. Oh, damn.
When fucking, I think when Drew apologized to Kendra publicly, like on a reunion, Kendra was like, I love you, sis, or something like that. But she was talking through her teeth. I'm like, Kendra ain't rocking with this broad.
I feel like the show has done such a good job of like giving different sides of people. So I don't want to say like I dislike Drew or I hate Drew, but I don't know. Drew just, I don't know. I just feel like she came on trying to do too much. And like we've seen this in the past where like people come on shows and they try to put on this facade, or I don't know. I don't even know if it's a facade, but like they try to do a lot. And it's like, girl, like maybe you should take a step back and assess the situation before you just jump in and start trying to read bitches and shade bitches, because that can flip. You know, as we seen it with Jay. Jay thought that Cam, you know, was in public enemy number one and that everybody was gonna be on his side. And it's like, like you look like the crazy one. I thought it was funny when Troy said that I guess people were jealous of his relationship with Dom. And I was like, how can they be jealous of your friendship when you talking to him like he the help? Like, I don't understand. It's freaking
It's really dependent.
It's definitely giving freaking frat. It's freaking the brain, if you will.
And I tagged Dominique versus fucking Rico, Pasadena, and Wayne. This shit sent me.
If you doing me such of a favor, like why your followers not growing?
Oh, they are.
What are you doing?
I'm
why aren't you
coming on the show. Bitch, I was booked before the show. Something you weren't.
Girl,
and you
are they paying you? You got
show.
free gigs, girl. You give out free gigs.
Oh, girls, you're both pretty. Can I go home now?
Because they were at it for a hot minute. Somebody turn her mic off. It's still drug allegation. I'm just saying. But Dominique gives me auntie / church mother in the making. Because when he's angry, he his mouth gets like really tight. Dominique is funny. But I don't know why, and it's so minor, but when he was arguing with Dominique and Casanova, the way he was sitting in his chair, like,
it's giving perk 30. Look at him.
I've been saying that shit all day. It was just like, Dominique is a fool. Dominique is a key. Like,
also, why was his eyes closed? I was confused when he was arguing with Rico and Wayne, and he was like, "Well, I was high." I'm like, no shade. I'm not trying to put no drug allegations on nobody. But what kind of strain is that? Because even in my, did you pop up too many edibles? Because a blunt ain't doing that to me.
Or it could have been indica, the strain that makes you sleep. Because I've been there, baby.
So strong,
Well, you
I'm
know
not
what?
blinking.
What in the world was I thinking?
What in the world was I thinking?
You know, I ain't never been like that sleepy, but no, it's probably indica. You ain't shit.
You know I gotta
ain't
get that
shit.
Onika reference in.
Twigs, I keep saying that Twigs is a passive aggressive kind of messy. He says he likes to hash things out amongst the group, which I get that, but I feel like he picks the wrong time to like address issues, does things at like the wrong time. Like we don't always want the sour with the sweet homeboy. Like we don't always want
and I think this goes back to wanting to be in charge of the girls. And it's like, I don't think you are there yet, niece. No, I'm just playing. I don't think that you're there yet. To be honest.
Niece.
Yes. So getting into like, I guess they talk about the issue with Willa and Ike. This was another point where I did not agree with her. I guess she felt like when she got into it with Ike, I guess she kind of felt like the men that are on the cast that were at the sock launch event should have intervened when they saw it getting heated.
But I just want to know how y'all look at me, because if I'm a trans woman, y'all men in this motherfucker. So if you seen a man coming at me and I'm going toe to toe with a man, where was any of y'all to diffuse that shit? Y'all sat around and watched and said I did too much. But I am a woman out here by myself that take care of me. So if I feel like I want to defend me the way I want to defend me against a nigga, I'm gonna do it.
She is completely, valid in her feelings. I don't feel like that is necessarily their job to control your temper, if that makes sense. If I get angry, right, and I start yelling at somebody else, I can't look at you to be like, well, why didn't you calm the situation down? Right. Why didn't you calm down? You are in your own body. You're in control of your own body. And again, I know she said that she was dealing with hormones and she was dealing with, things that were going on in her, things that were going on in her life that, was kind of influencing her. And so I kind of get like, I probably would have maybe stepped in just seeing them yell at each other, just because I don't want the situation to go super left, Right. But I just think it was kind of like, I don't know. I feel like she wasn't taking accountability to me by putting the blame on them. Like, why didn't y'all step in? And it's like, well, why did you go there with him? Like, you started yelling at him. He didn't yell at you. Right. Like, you started with him first. Yeah, so he was responding. And I feel like she gets into these situations where she comes off very harsh to people, and then she's almost like surprised when they respond and with the same energy, or they treat her differently. And it's like, well, maybe you need to kind of look at yourself and see how you're coming off, and maybe that may be like something that, her environment, how she grew up, where she's from, that's just normal. Like they may be harsher and they don't mean it the way that they're coming off. But I just feel like she's come off kind of harsh to some people, and when they respond, she's like, well, I don't know why you coming at me like this. I don't know and it's like, well, you just barked at them. Like you just, even at the reunion, she was like,
why was I going bananas? All I said was I draw blood from a hoe, and it's facts.
She crazy as hell. I can see the crazy in her eyes.
I also agree with Ike when and again, this is from my point of view, not from her point of view, but I didn't think that they were gonna fight. They were arguing, but I didn't think, even when she walked around the counter, I didn't think they were gonna fight, because I just feel like Ike would never put his hands on Willa or a trans person or or a trans woman. He wouldn't put his hands on a woman, period.
Yeah, you just can't always react with like I guess being abrasive or just out of anger or spite. I know like in a moment you're not thinking rational, especially if somebody says some shit, it's like, bitch, what? But I definitely feel like Willa was the aggressor.
Yeah, that's been our part one of the reunion. It's been a tumultuous season, but I've enjoyed it. Can't wait to see what happens.
Ooh, I think you're thinking of Chasing LA season 1.
Ooh, that was diabolical. Whatever was going on,
that was sinister.
That was evil.
That's the Conjuring right there, baby. But yes, like always, make sure you guys like, comment, definitely comment, because we love interacting with you guys in the comments.
Yes, please.
Make sure you share if you can. But thank you for being here if you lasted this long. Let us know in the comments how you felt about the season. Make sure you give Chase and Reality a follow. We're definitely looking forward to part 2. Definitely be on the lookout for this reunion. Definitely be on the lookout for part 2 of Chase and Reality Season 5 reunion. As always, I am T. Roy.
I'm Damon.
And this is Key and Carry, where we key